Like a lot of other Australians, I was watching the coronation of King Charles last night, not just because I'm an ardent supporter of the constitutional monarchy, but because it was an historic occasion. I wanted to witness it for myself. And I suspect billions of people around the world tuned in for only the second televised coronation of the British Crown. And frankly, it was a fascinating spectacle. So much pomp and majesty, there were ancient traditions, and a lineage that can be traced back 1,000 years. Now, incredibly, that history is so well documented. It's got written records, it's got monuments, magnificent cathedrals, art, so much more. Their achievements in human endeavour have been exported all over the world, including to us in this country, where we've been the great beneficiaries of it. I regret, though, there are many who focus on the negatives of that British outreach and choose to ignore the myriad benefits they enjoy every single day as a result. I mean, these whingers never miss a beat to push their own grievance barrow, even while they're making a living off the very things they decry. Now, last night I switched between the Sky News feed and the BBC. They both had the same images, but I found the commentary was rather different, and different aspects of the ceremony prompted me to switch across. Now, my wife had another television on, and one without Foxtel, and so she made the mistake of actually tuning into the ABC. And she told me that Stan Grant was appointed whiner-in-chief for the night. It turns out he put his hand up for the gig, and I would guess so that he would have a platform on the back of the coronation. Frankly, there was no grace or goodwill, just grievance culture about the history that has given him his very modest place in history. You see, Grant was fine to use Western culture to get to where he had fame and money and notoriety, but now he uses that platform to knock it. Now, that's his business, of course. He can say and do what he likes, in my view. People will assess his genuineness and his credibility for themselves. However, as a taxpayer, I think it's a disgrace that our taxpayer-funded broadcaster didn't have the good manners or the good grace to use the coronation to potentially educate and inform Australians about the incredible spectacle that we were witnessing. Now, I note that the ABC will not put a critic of any of their pet projects on, whether it be about climate change extremism, maybe a person opposed to radical gender theory, or someone telling some inconvenient truths about the conduct in Indigenous communities, or critics of the waste of taxpayers' money at their ABC. There's not much to be said about that. And a state-funded broadcaster that only broadcasts their truth rather than the truth is simply a pusher of propaganda. I reckon it's time to defund the ABC. And while on the subject of funding, how pathetic was it? The New South Wales Premier claimed cost issues prevented lighting up the Opera House sales to celebrate the coronation. Now, the cost excuse is such a nonsense that I think it's reasonable to call it a lie. And to my mind, it's a mean-spirited and unnecessary one. You see, the sales have been lit up for all manner of causes, from Aboriginal days, festivals of homosexuality, horse races, and the Olympics. And we've even coloured it in the French flag. But apparently, it's too expensive to do it for the king. Maybe it's the cost of the renewable power they're pushing, or maybe that power's not even available at night time. Or could it be Chris Minns is just a premier without any real sense of maintaining the dignity of the office he holds on behalf of the people of New South Wales? And might I add, by virtue of some of the national icons, for the rest of us too.